Yeah, we'll talk about Alluka. I mean, that guy, he was frying yesterday. He's on a legendary PR tour right now. He should wait for a top 5 team to make a change. See, this is where you lose me, bro. What are we talking about? Wait for a top 5 team, bro. Like, I saw this, and I respectfully disagree with it. Obviously, in a perfect world, yes, bro. You get a Thieves offer. You get a Toronto offer. Obviously, in a perfect world, you get a top team offer. But if you don't, what are you going to do? Turn down the rest of the pro teams and sit on your fucking hands? No, you sign a 1-year contract, you go play for the pro team, and then you dictate your future that way. You don't just sit in challengers waiting for the top 4 teams to try and pick you up. That's just a bit. Den said agreed. You can't just get a visa issue occur and make your mark. Rafi knows the value. Yo, Jester with a prime for 10 months. The value is the offer. The only value that's there are the offers that you're getting. So even if Rafi or anybody believes he's a talent that needs to be on Thieves or needs to be on Toronto, that's not for you to dictate. Unless you get that offer, it doesn't matter. And I completely agree. The kid's disgusting. I was watching him yesterday, but you don't really just get to pick and choose when you get an offer from a top 4 team. Like, that's not really how it works. Like, so you're telling me this guy can get a Surge offer, a Carolina offer, and we're just going to say no to all of them, and hopefully one of the top 4 teams come knocking? Like, that is maybe possible, but that's not the most likely option. I just think that's, yeah, but the kid is in school on a scholarship to play COD. He can wait. I highly doubt he wants to wait. And, bro, it's a gamble. If you wait, Surge last year were at 8th/9th best team, then Nep joined. Exactly. A top player can transform a team. This just seems a little entitled to me, with all due respect. I'm not saying his heart's not in the right place, but this is just the wrong way to look at it, bro. You can't sit on your hands and hope that Toronto or Thieves or a top team come knocking. That's a lot more unlikely than the 6 through 12 teams. What you do is, let's say you sign to a C9 or a Carolina or a Vancouver. You say, okay, I'll come on a 1-year deal only. And then you go out there, you play your ass off, and then if you played to a certain standard, hopefully you can get bumped up to a top team. I just think it's incredibly entitled to expect this kid to get an offer to Thieves or Toronto or another top team tomorrow. I'm not saying it's impossible. I have no idea how these teams are thinking, right? Maybe Thieves is like, you know what? We do want to pick him up right now. Okay, hell yeah, of course, that's the better offer. But that's not reality until it's reality. You can't deny all these pro offers and wait, because what happens when you wait and maybe those teams do want to make a move, but now they're looking at somebody else? Pog, what's going on, big dog? Especially since he hasn't played on LAN. I'm not really worried about that. I'm not really worried about the online to LAN stuff anymore. I mean, I think if he's playing this way online, it should translate to LAN. Like, we don't really see many instances where players are dominant online, then go to LAN and get pissed on. Like, that doesn't really happen anymore. AJ with a resub, I appreciate you, bro. He hasn't faced actual pros. You can't hold that against him. And to be fair, he's playing against Priesta, Arcides, Paul X. These guys are pro players. I mean, you can only play the competition that's in front of you. Like fire, I'm a sail, you're a funeral parlor. LA Thieves, FaZe, Koi, Falcons should all be thinking about Alluka. Dill, you being serious? Splash, welcome back for 12 months. Thank you. Know my desire. LA Thieves should 100% replace Ken with Alluka. Listen, I have no idea how Thieves is thinking, right? Like, I don't know how their practice is going. That's the thing. I think if their practice is going fantastic and Ken is playing well in practice, it's different than if you're not playing well in practice and Ken's getting destroyed in practice. You know what I'm saying? Like, if all the reps are good and you guys have a bad match against gentlemates, that's different. You know what I mean? But if there's a trend of poor play, that's also very different. You know what I mean? Sorry, guys. Well, I got to reply to this. I take him as a sub in LA Thieves for now. Nah, you don't sign a net. Nah. You don't sign a substitute contract. I guess with a team like Thieves, it could be different. Yeah, maybe I'm wrong in that instance. I think, yes, that's a different... Because I think Thieves is basically telling you, hey, we're thinking about picking you up. We want to get you under contract before we make that official move. That's different. You absolutely don't accept a subcontract basically anywhere else but a top 4 team. That's silly. What happened with the Stallions? Did Symbols get dropped? Yeah, Symbols and Derek the Goat got dropped. His teeth, you know my desire. Yo, Pythe with a prime for 11 months. Welcome back to Zin City. I appreciate you. Poopy, what's going on? Wait, Symbols announced free agent, right? Zinny, don't read chat. Why would I not read chat? Last couple of matches, DTG was frying in great comms as well. What was the outcome of the Cell situation? Yo, I don't know what... Yo, listen. I'm a Cellium fan. You guys know I've always supported Cell. I've always thought people talk about him in the wrong way. I've always thought he's a great player. That was dirty, dirty behavior, bro. I mean, there probably definitely should be a repercussion for that blatant snaking against Boston. It's one thing if you throw 3 pumps by accident. I mean, that was like a blatant fuck you. I definitely think if we want to have like serious rules around snaking and stuff, there has to be repercussions for that. Like, you can't just let that fly. And honestly, I don't think he even needed to do that because Falcons, I mean, they had a hold on P3. They were probably set up to win that game either way. Boston were forced to break from the front. That was fucking dirty, bro. That was dirty. Should Rencourt and Lunars get punished too? Absolutely. I think every team that is blatantly... But I think you have to apply some common sense, okay? What Cell did was 6 blatant snakes in a row. That's different than like an accidental 3rd pump and stuff. He said they were breaking GAs. Yeah, I saw what he said. I saw that. He said they threw a smoke in hardpoint. That's an obvious mistake, if we're being honest. I can put my life on the line that nobody is throwing a smoke in a respawn on purpose. That is obviously accidental. Now, if they were snaking first, that's different. I just don't think we really saw it. Everyone's only focusing on Cell, though. I mean, yeah, bro, I'm confused. Why is everyone playing dumb? Obviously, we're focused on Cell. We were watching his POV, and he snaked 7 times in a row. What are you guys fucking talking about? And it's Cellium, who's had this conversation around his name for his whole career. So why are people putting, well, no one's talking. What the fuck are you talking about, bro? Stop acting surprised. Holy shit. And now I'm going to get on Ben's ass, bro. Hold on. I love this guy, but let's talk about Benjay for a moment. All right, so Ben tweeted, with the current CDL plus Challengers interest, there has never been a better time for someone to run a 20,000 to 25,000 Pro-Am this week with full teams. Okay, I said, who's going to do that, Ben Santa? Ben said, I can think of about 4 to 5 different people / groups who, if they were down, could split it to even out the cost. I'm going to assume how this conversation would go. I would join a call with Ben, and he's going to go, Zen, what if Optic, FaZe, and Thieves got together? Or you, Zuma. Hey, how about we see a fucking Carolina, Vancouver, C9 25K? Why is it the same fucking people over and over? Why don't we see some people that do nothing do something before I hear the same fucking people over and over? These guys should throw up 25K. Oh, K-Sanj, no. How about some other fucking orgs step up for once, bro? I mean, how many times can we look at the same orgs and people to constantly keep things going? It's actually just annoying at this point. Could be literally anybody, bro. Ben, who is it going to be? Tell me, Ben. If we were to call right now, and don't change your answer, who would you start naming? Because I know who you'd name. You'd name Optic, FaZe, Thieves, Toronto. Or if you're going to go creators, you'd say me, Zuma, Scump, Octane, whoever. But how about somebody else picks up some slack for once? Falcons as well. I'm sure Falcons are always happy to help. Activision, to be honest. Okay, well, now we're on the same page, because I would love that. But it was your reply to me that was like, okay, so the same people that always throw stuff for the community needs to do it again. We did the Vegas Falcons League last year for 10K and no pros played 8s. Yeah, 8s are kind of dead now, huh? That kind of pisses me off. Why am I being cooked when it's a W idea? Because Ben, okay, I'm sorry if I came at you. What I'm saying though is what your reply to me means, and you know it's true, is that you mean the same people that are always helping should do it. The orgs that already do a bunch of stuff, the creators that already do a bunch of stuff. And I miss my city, too young. Ben, I do want to know what you think about Rafi saying that Alluka will not be going to a bottom 4 team, essentially saying he's going to wait for a top 4 team to pick him up. I disagreed with this. I want to know what you think. I agree with Rafi. I don't. He's right if the offer comes through. That's what I'm trying to say. He would go to Surge and waste 2 years. Okay. Neptune transformed Surge from an 8th, 9th place team to a top 2 team. So who's to say that a player like this can't go improve a team? Also, obviously he's not signing a 2-year deal. This kid has the leverage. You asked for a 1-year deal. But to just sit and fucking wait and hope that Thieves or a top 4 team is going to come knocking is a bit delusional. If it happens, it happens. I'm not saying it's impossible, but you're severely limiting your player to one of 2 teams. He's not joining Optic. He's not joining Gentlemates. I saw some people say he can join Toronto for Insight. I saw some people say, obviously they're saying, for Kenny on Thieves. If that happens, of course that's the better offer. But you don't just wait a whole fucking year. If anything, you sign a 1-year contract to a pro team. You go play on a pro team. All I'll say is I talked to Rafi this morning. Ben, if he gets the offer, I 100% agree. That's different. Mohawk did? Okay, and what happened to Mohawk? And he's not going to end up on Surge? I'm not only talking about Surge here. I'm talking about any team that's basically 6 through 12. Carolina, C9, Vancouver. I'm just saying, what this tweet means is essentially we're going to wait for a team like Thieves. And I think that's just a bit of an entitled mindset. And obviously, if it happens, hell yeah, that's awesome. That's the ideal scenario for any player, any org owner, period. That's obviously the best possible route. But it's just like, all right, Ben, I'm down to talk. Down. I'm joining Ben, Tommy's TS, Ben. I'm down here in the flank call. Yo, Drew with a couple gifted, thank you. Neum with a resub, appreciate you, big dog. Bumpy Chuckles with a resub. Pythie, welcome back.
Yeah.
Hey, Ben.
This is not Tommy's TS, by the way. This is fucking Adam's fucking TS.
Oh, sorry. You know what I meant.
You're good. You're good.
No, yeah. I'm saying in a perfect world, yes, Alluka goes to a top team like Thieves or a Toronto or a Falcons. Obviously, that's best case scenario. But those offers are only real if they become reality, right? Like you can't just deny. Let's say, let me give you examples. Okay, Vancouver, Cloud9, Carolina. What happens when you deny all these offers and then Thieves or Toronto don't want you?
So, a couple of things. Ball knowers know that you and I have had this convo about 7 times since Cold War over the course of talking about different players, including on the flank. So, just context, you and I have talked about this topic before, okay?
Yep.
I'll show it as fucking.
Are the rumors true?
I don't. Let me finish my piece.
Zin, you said he should join Vancouver?
Oh, but Dale, shut up.
I mean, people are coming to my chat saying that you said he should join the league. First offer he gets.
No, I didn't.
No. This is
I did not say that.
All right, well, so my chat's lying to me. Fuck you, chat. Fuck you, chat.
This is Dale's new move. Is he starts a conversation?
No, people are coming into my chat saying Zin's being brain dead, saying he should join Vancouver.
This is a classic. You've done this about 8 times.
No. I'm not saying he should just right now, this second, if he gets a Vancouver offer, he should accept it. That's not what I'm saying. Keep going, Ben.
Look, here's the thing with Alluka. Ball knowers know that this guy has been on the radars of many who watch the amateur scene since last spring. When he was in Europe, turned 18 eligible, people saw him play. They're like, this kid's got a lot of talent.
Yeah, he's disgusting.
It's why Fisher, and I was sure there were other probably CCL schools that probably talked to him too. He got a great opportunity last week when Omid Brooklyn dropped Eric and picked him up, right? Because he went from down to a better team, and he fried this week. And what my guess is going to happen is that there are a number of teams that are probably going to hit Rafi and Omid up. I assume a bunch of those are going to be, we want to buy this kid out. we don't have a plan for him now, but like we want to develop him in a substitute role, and I'm sure there are going to be multiple teams that want to rotate him immediately in the starting lineup.
If I'm being honest, there's only 2 teams I would accept a sub offer. Like, I'm usually anti substitute offer. There are 2 teams in this scenario I would say yes to a sub offer, because I think that's them saying, hey, basically we plan on starting you, just not immediately.
My condition is this gets a little bit tough because it doesn't really make sense for the CDL team, but it's like, okay, I'm down to take the sub offer because I think, for example, like something that could be really good experience, right? Imagine you're Alluka, you take that sub role, you're playing in challengers, right? Developing. Let's say your team doesn't make it a championship Sunday in challengers. What might be a really interesting experience for a player like that is if there's on a good team, is you sit there on Sunday and watch that pro team prepare for championship Sunday like that, like absorbing that intensity in that environment might be a really good learning lesson for you. So there's stuff to be learned from it. But if I were him, like option A is.
I don't think that matters at all.
I think it does matter to an extent. It depends. You get him where you
bro.
What the fuck's he gonna do?
Get
Watch
him into the league, bro.
Yeah, what's he gonna do? Watch a guy look at a monitor and watch VOD? We're gassing it up here, bro.
Sports development process. This guy's already gross. Get him into the league on a starting roster.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But if I were him, though, I'm not trying to go to a team that is just not going to qualify for champs. Not going to try by March.
You can't. Okay, but okay. I just think it's very entitled if we sit here on our hands and wait for him to get a Thieves or I'm just throwing Toronto out there because I see some people making up. I see some people saying Alluka for insight. That's why I keep bringing up Toronto.
All teams should be looking at the only teams that shouldn't be looking at Alluka right now are Optic and Genomates. LAT, FaZe, Toronto, Falcons should all be thinking about getting Alluka. They should all give it a thought and see if there's a potential they could do it. There's 100% they should be thinking about it. Now is the perfect time to either, like Ben said, get him on a sub role on a team and scrim with him. Huh?
I don't think FaZe. I don't think FaZe belongs in that convo. But keep going. I understand what you're trying to say.
They've only won 1 hard point, so I think they definitely belong in that convo. If it was in my chat saying we're good, but they've only won 1 hard point. So and then FaZe in the offseason was already looking at Legend in the offseason. That's what the rumors say. Yeah. So clearly they're forward thinking and thinking of risks to take as well.
FaZe have not made a midseason roster change in the entire history of the CDL.
Well, FaZe also had Abizi, Simp, and Celium all years of the CDL as well. They don't got that anymore.
Better in every match so far this year. Like I don't think they're not one of the teams that would be thinking about rotating out a player currently.
But you said Draws has been struggling for months, and then they just haven't been playing good in Respawn.
This weekend, so I feel like they're probably in their camp. They're probably going to ride that momentum. Whether you think it's wise or not, that's fine. But I'm telling you what I think they're thinking, and I don't think they're thinking like that, bro.
All right.
I think the teams that you can make the teams that you could realistically like have some kind of a combo about, right? Vancouver, obviously, that one's like a bit of a Lily Legend needs some more time. But like again, do you want to go to that situation? You may not be the worst team, but you might be the 9th best team. And where does that get you?
Yeah, but that's the reality for a challengers player, Ben. Like this is where I think there's a bit of entitlement. Yes, Alluka's gross. Hold on. I'm talking. No.
What's the problem with being entitled, then? You and I have debated this topic a million times.
Because what happens when the offer doesn't come? That's my thing. You sign a 1-year deal. Hold on. Why? When you can sign a 1-year deal to a pro team and prove yourself on a bigger stage, competing for more money, and who's to say he's not going to transform
you think Vancouver
an 8th place?
A 1-year deal.
If they have to, yeah, this kid has all the leverage. Hey, if you want what's looking like one of, if not the best player in challengers, yeah, I'm signing a 1-year deal. Fuck you, I'm not signing a 2-year deal. And I think any team that wants him will give him that. Obviously, if you're Thieves or someone, you obviously want to sign him to a multiple-year deal. Of course, you say yes to that. But yeah, in no world does this kid sign a multi-year deal. They don't have a choice.
I agree with Denz in the chat. If I were Alluka, I'm not signing a 2-year if Vancouver offered it to me. That seems
obviously not. Hell no. Yes, you choose challengers over that 100%.
Yeah,
but if you get
it, only choose a 1-year deal. But if I were him, though, here's an interesting person whose perspective I'd be curious about in the situation. Joe Deceives. I'd be curious what Joe would say about his LAG year. Like, was that whole experience worth it? Yeah, he got exposure, but did he learn anything?
It's worth it because he's playing on the grandest stage and people are seeing his glimpses against the best players in the world. Even right now, Alluka's frying 100%. and I'll defend him in the sense that you can only play against your competition, right? You can't fault him for shitting on players that are recycled pros. But that's already what some people are saying. Oh, everyone's talking about Alluka, but he's beating up on Priesta and so forth. By the way, Priesta's playing phenomenal this year. But that's the conversation for some people is, oh, he's beating up on a bunch of pros that are just sitting in challengers.
But everyone's done that at some point in their career.
But the difference is him going to the pro league and playing against pros, even if it's for 4 months, will show him on the grand stage. And I think players will be like, okay, yo, this kid's the real deal. What'd you say?
Your chat.
Didn't mean to come off as entitled here, Zin. Just not going to let these guys sign the first offer if it's not going to help them. 100%. I'm not saying right now if Vancouver calls, you deal them to Vancouver. You have a little bit of time. All I'm saying is you can't just wait for a Toronto or a Thieves because they may not come. They might come, and then it's perfect.
The most likely thing that's going to happen is after Major 1, one of the top teams that we expect to be getting to Sundays will struggle, maybe not make to a Sunday, maybe not place that high. And that team will more than likely offer Alluka a spot. So if he waits till after Major 1, odds are he'll probably get a better offer. But now, yes, like the bottom tier teams are going to be looking at him right now, trying to get him because they know they're going to try and get him for cheaper and quick before he gets scooped up and goes to a good team. But after Major 1, when a team inevitably struggles, that's when he's going to be on the map and get picked up by a top team.
With this conversation, every time that I've had it with pros, including y'all, is that you act like these players are 35 and it's their last chance coming up.
No, this kid's got all the time in the world. He's 18.
Literally just turned 18.
Wait, who's acting like he's 35, man? What the fuck are you saying?
Dill, I have debated this topic about 98.
Who said he needs to rush? I just said he's in no rush. He can wait.
I've had this convo so many fucking times about different players.
Okay, then why are you saying? I'm not saying he needs to rush. I just said he can wait till after Major 1.
Because y'all have just short-term thinking about this shit.
Wait, hold on. I have to address something Rafi said. He said, I'll also say this. Mason isn't on Optic because he was patient and waited. It does pay off. This is a very different situation, okay? Mason played at a pro event because a player could not get into the country. He then played against the best players in the world, played phenomenal, and everyone was like, holy shit. And it's not like he waited months. He waited... I mean, the only offer he had was a Toronto's bench spot. Like, that's not a comparable situation, in my opinion. Keep going, Ben.
I think every situation is unique, Zen. And that's what I've tried to argue in this conversation a million times whenever we talked about it. It's like, I think if you are Alluka, you just moved here, right? You're on a pretty good challengers team. He's probably going to make the elite. Probably going to play pretty good in a bunch of these lands over the next couple of months. Probably will get on a team, you would think, that will make the Pro-Am for Major 3. And you would think that if he continues to play well, he'll probably make Challengers champs and then EWC, right? If he just sticks in Challengers. He's also got the CCL path. He's got that school opportunity as well.
Okay, but I don't think that's that is not the correct
path. Wait, did we just say
Ben.
he should stay his whole season in Challengers?
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying you can beat... like.
I'm okay with him. Okay, listen, Ben, here's what I'm saying.
First offer that comes in. That's what I'm saying.
Who said to accept the first offer?
Yeah, I never said to accept the first offer. If he wants to wait till after Major 1, that's fine. Because for example, let's say Carolina, C9, Vancouver. Odds are, if they want him before Major 1, they'll want him after Major 1. So basically, you wait till after Major 1 to see if any of the big players are going to make a move. Then if they don't, that's when I feel like, okay, you basically have to sign to a pro team on a 1-year deal.
No, you don't. If it's still shitty opportunities.
Ben, how can you call it shitty? Because technically Vancouver was shitty last year, and then Neptune transformed them from a 9th place team to a top 2.
That's a way different situation.
That's exactly
That's a way different situation.
Is it not true?
Are way different.
Wait, but
you guys can't wrap your head around this.
Did they not go from 8th, 9th to top 2?
Who? Vancouver?
Yes.
By dropping Charlie for Nep.
Yes, they did.
Yeah, but Zin, look at the other players on the roster and compare them to the players they have now. Abuza and O4 were proven to have already been good after their MW3 season alongside Nasty.
Okay, I think...
And then they played, yes, they did place 12th and play bad the first stage, but they still had players that were not, they weren't going to be 12th the whole year.
Hold on, I'm not saying that they just need a one-person change, by the way. I'm not saying like Alluka by himself is going to go make Surge top 2. All I'm saying is one player can catapult the roster.
Oh no, yeah,
It's basically
100%.
A one-player change on any of the bottom 4 teams is very unlikely to catapult them into the top 4 with this current top 4. I'm not saying that, but you can't say Alluka's. Let's say Alluka joins Surge right now. They can definitely go from 12th to 7th.
They're ceiling raises for sure, without a doubt.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Ceiling raises.
Yeah, but
it's not worth it for him because why not just wait a little bit and then join a team where your ceiling goes from...
I'm okay with waiting a little bit. I'm just saying you don't wait 3 majors. Like you don't wait.
I mean, because he's gonna get picked up after major 1 probably.
But Ben,
he's gonna get picked up after major 1.
You know it's volatile. You know it changes quick. Right now, Alluka's the guy everyone's talking about in challengers, right? Let's say after major 1, no pro teams are making a change, or sorry, no top 4 or top 6. No Thieves, no Toronto, whatever. Let's say his only offers are, a Carolina, a C9, and a Vancouver. What happens when he just, okay, now I'll wait for Major 2? Then those guys still aren't making changes, and then there could be other players and challengers that are stepping up, right?
Here's my thing, Zen, is if I'm him, I want to... You might have the talent right now. Obviously, y'all watch him play this weekend. Like, clearly, there's a lot there, especially his command of the English language, I think is very good as well. Like, he's in a good spot. But there, as you guys know, because you guys are pros and you've won majors, you know that there is a different levels to this shit and things that you have to learn from other professional players in order to develop that type of player. You want to make sure that you go into a situation that you're going to learn. You don't want to go into a situation on a chalk team where the quote savior, but none of the other 3 guys or the coaching staff is going to teach you what you need to learn. Then
Bro, he's 18 though. Like, you act like this kid...
Exactly. Why would you chalk
his career? Because any pro experience is a positive. Any pro experience is a positive.
I agree with what you're saying, but not the full sentiment. That's such like a vague comment.
Ask if
why, a pro experience on being on Surges here, where you're playing with 3 other rookies who don't know how to fundamentally play COD at that level yet. Yes, they're talented.
Yo, we're in Tommy's TS
as playing with a FaZe and LAT.
Obviously, but that's the perfect world. That is the unexpected you get that crazy offer.
Look at the teams this year, though. Look at the teams.
Obviously, I'm not saying it's the same. Obviously, I'm not saying Surge and FaZe are the same, bro.
The most likely outcomes.
Yeah, the most likely outcomes are C9, Carolina, Surge. The unlikely options are the Thieves, the Torontos, the Optics, the Gentlemates. Those are a lot more unlikely compared to the
Gentlemates aren't changing for sure. But I think the rest of the teams, inevitably, there's what? So we got Optic, Gentlemates, FaZe, LAT, Falcons, Miami you could put up there too.
But I think you guys are misconstruing what I'm saying, bro. Obviously, of course you jump all over the better offer. I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is if you wait too long, you never know. The landscape changes. What happens when Thieves goes out there and they start dominating with Kenny? Everyone's saying drop Kenny.
But who are they beating though?
Wait,
they're gonna beat a Falcons.
But that's the reality though. Look at last year.
Beat a Toronto.
Every year, each of the top 4 teams take turns winning a major. Go ahead.
Wait, Dylan and Ben, why are you guys talking like this guy's like a seasoned vet who has a couple seasons left? That's like, oh man, he should wait for the right opportunity. Like what? He's literally 18.
Wait, who said no? No, we're saying to wait for the right opportunity.
I'm saying
no. That's what I'm saying. Like if he was like a seasoned vet who's like had a couple seasons left, and it's like, oh, wait for the right opportunity. I'm just like, sure, I'd agree with that. But bro's 18. You get a chance to get in the league, you take it, bro. You guys are.
You are not joining Vancouver Surge right now. First offer you get.
An example. If you're Jeremiah Smith next year,
I mean, you could wait a little bit, but like,
can I give you an
yes,
analogy?
I'm okay with waiting a little bit.
Yeah,
all I'm saying
he's
is
gonna wait till major 1 and then get picked up after major 1 by a pretty good team.
A very easy analogy of one that Ann will understand. You're Jeremiah Smith next year, Ann. It's October, November. It's starting to look like the Browns and the Jets are gonna have the number 1 pick. Are you fucking going back to Ohio State for another year and making potentially a little bit less?
I'm going to the league because guess what? The faster you get to the league, the faster you get to the payday, bro.
Yeah, but what if you're on a
that's
shit
not
team
true at all, though, in this landscape with the team.
Ben, you're going to be on a shit team no matter what, bro. That's the way it works.
He gave me an insane hypothetical.
What do you mean not necessarily, Ben?
Because you should not be comparing that to a COD player.
Okay, but Ben, what are you talking about? Trading up is different. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say we just gotta break it down
comparison.
With the way, because with the way the COD works now, we have 2 champs now. We have EWC and champs where you can make. What did Optic make? $350,000 in 1 month. Like if he waits till Major 1 and is able to join a competitive team, he's already going to make way more than he does just being on a lower tier team.
Let's just put it like this, Dill. And this is why this is like a dangerous topic, because it's like, bro, this is not on him. Like bro, this is on the league. If these teams want to be proactive and go give him an offer and save their team season, then so be it. But like, I'm not going to blame the kid or tell him like anything if he should or shouldn't. If I'm him, I would. Like, I would go to the league as soon as I can, because he can go into this next challenge split and play like absolute dog shit.
Not within reason. Like, he's gross. But
I mean, I'm just saying, like,
I'm okay with waiting a little bit. Like,
yeah, I'm not saying wait the whole year. I'm saying wait till a major or two. Like,
I just don't like the fact, like, oh, this kid is definitely not joining Surge or C9 or Carolina. We're gonna bro. That's just a fictional universe that only works if the top teams change and they truly want him. You can't just wait and wait and wait. I'm okay with waiting a little bit. And if you do have to sign to a C9 or a Carolina, you pick the best choice you have and you say, guys, I'm only signing a 1-year deal, period. And they have no leverage. They're going to say yes.
And I want you to have a think on the answer to that question. And there's going to be 2 very obvious answers. And both those players are flying in the league. So anyway, keep going, Zen.
When's the last time a challenger player has joined a top 4 team? Exactly. It's very unlikely.
Bro, you get in the league.
And people are going to say Mercury, but once again, Mason was very different. Mason did not get picked up from challengers. Mason got picked up as an emergency substitute because Beans did not get into the country, and then they saw him play against pros, and then his stock skyrocketed. Mason was in challengers, and no one was saying Mason needs to join Optic.
What about Dan?
The biggest thing is these teams don't have a GMZ1, though. That's the biggest thing. They don't have an eye for the talent.
Ghosty and Scrap. Scrap was signed to the Toronto Academy, subbed in a pro match, fried, and then went to Toronto after. Another different circumstance.
They won't let him go to another team.
I mean, I think you can wait a little bit.
What about Dan, though? What about Dan?
You're going to have to take one of these offers soon, as soon as it start coming in, bro.
What about Dan, though?
Yeah, Dan did.
Which at the time, and I was one of those people, it's like, this is an interesting decision for Optic. And really, no, they didn't win, but it like kind of worked out, especially for Dan.
Wait, so Ben, basically your take is like he should just wait until a top team starts getting fried, and then they're like, we got to grab this guy.
What I think is again, I'm going to repeat what I said.
That could just not happen.
Go to the environment where he already has what seems like really, really good talent.
Bro, he is disgusting.
And honestly, for someone who's not from America, his English comms are pretty good compared to other people.
Yeah, I listen to his comms all day. His comms are fantastic. There's not been one word I've misunderstood.
You guys have been on championship level teams. You know that there's a difference between having the skill of a pro player and having the other things required in order to be on a championship team. And he needs to go to an environment where he can learn those things.
I disagree with that.
Bro, he just needs to get in the league and play.
I think that's overblown. I think,
but
bro, you're acting like he's about to be sitting there on the field watching, like a Jackson Dart watching Russell Wilson throw, bro.
Same. It's not like, all right, man, we got to change this guy's mechanics, this and that.
Yeah, but what if you go to a team where okay, I'm going to say this now.
Ben, sometimes you don't have a choice. That's what I'm saying. That's what you're not getting. Obviously, in a perfect world, he joins the best possible team.
I'm not taking the offer.
Why? How does he win?
You're saying he doesn't have a choice. He literally does have a choice.
Why? No, why? Why would you want to play challengers all year instead of signing a 1-year contract to a pro team?
Yeah, just get into the league, showcase yourself, like. Bro, I think you just take an opportunity. The teams could just end up not getting shit on and not picking him up. Thieves could figure it out.
And I was gonna say this for our show tomorrow, but like I've already heard rumors. We're in like week 5 of this game being out, and I already had people hitting me up being like, "Yo, this CDL team is already just not trying in scrims." Like we are having the same thing where Ernie talked about 2 years ago. We are literally a month into the game, and people don't want to win. It's like, why, if you're a player like Alluka, do you want to? If those are the situations available to you, why would you go there?
Wait, who told you? Like, who are they
referring to? I have had multiple people hitting me over the last 2 weeks.
None of us are saying to sign a contract today, bro.
Every year,
none of us.
It's not just this year. It happens every year, bro.
No one right now is saying Alluka should sign to a C9 or a Carolina or a Vancouver today. Nobody. All I'm saying though is if that becomes the reality after Major 1, let's say after Major 1. FaZe don't want him, Toronto don't want him, Thieves don't want him, then yes, I think Alluka should accept the pro offer and sign a 1-year contract. You don't just continuously 100%. wait and hope the spot opens up. That's a fictional universe. You go play in the pros on a 1-year deal, I'm okay with
He's
you
18,
waiting a
and
little
then
bit.
19 and then next year after your
guys
deal's
after
up,
his
you can join
career
a
is
top team.
over if he waits another extra month.
No,
It's
but
insane.
I never said his career is over,
but you're
man. No
hoping,
one's
like,
saying
for a
that.
hypothetical that just could not
I mean,
happen.
guys, I also think we're kind of looking at this a very like black and white. Yes, there's never been, it's very rare. And Optic's been a team a lot of the times where they've picked up a challenger player. But we also have to think about this. When has there ever been a time like this when a challenger player has been this hyped ever before?
Man, we've seen challenger players hyped all the time. What do you mean?
Ernie had decent hype.
Okay,
Yeah,
probably
Ernie had hype. I
Scrabbles.
mean,
No,
But this
Ernie
is
had a
literally
ton of
Sip
hype.
was
This is
coming out.
literally
He was the
just
most
game
hyped player I've
dropped.
ever
I've
seen.
never-
I've never
They won
woke up
like
and
3
seen
wins in a
30
row.
clips of the same player. The whole community, not just, oh yeah, this guy.
Everybody
The
was super
literal-
bored last night for what it's worth.
I mean,
No, hold on though.
Black Ops 7 just
No,
came
because
out,
I do kind
and
of agree
everyone
with
loves the
Ben in a
game.
certain. I do kind of. I want to make it clear. This is your ideal pickup if you're a team looking to have a great future. Like everyone's looking for the
Exactly.
next Simp, the next Mercules. This kid he's 18 years old. He's already frying tenured world champions in challengers finals. Like the kid has it. I don't want anybody to misconstrue and make it seem like I don't think this kid has it. This is your ideal pickup. This is your ideal pickup if you're looking to make a change.
Yeah.
The only thing I'm saying, Ben, is I'm okay with waiting longer. And Rafi just said he agreed. You just can't continue to wait and hope a top 4 team wants you.
I will agree with you that he shouldn't sit out an entire year waiting for some crazy.
Well, that's what you just said, to be fair. You said, well, he's basically guaranteed to go to EWC and Challengers and play at the Pro-Ams.
I'm saying out the year for you. But what I am saying is like, it's very important because players have talked about this. Like you need to get those first couple of teams you get on are super important. Because there are certain things that you're not going to learn in Challengers. You're going to learn those teams.
I disagree. I think Joe Deceives is fine. I think Joe Deceives teams suck cock, and now everyone's talking about Joe Deceives.
Ask Brandon.
If you're truly
Dashi,
undeniable, bro, you'll show it anyway.
Ask Brandon Dashi if he learned anything being on fucking Straight Rippin' and COL in the beginning of his career.
He did. He got picked up to Optic because of how he played on COL. He
Yeah,
was
if
dropping.
If you're
He
truly
was.
undeniable, Ben, it's
he
good.
was-
He didn't learn anything until he got on an Optic team because I had this conversation with him.
Obviously,
with him a
he
couple
learned
years
things,
ago.
Ben. He was dropping 50 kills a respawn
And they
and
were
18
arguing after
kills
every
in
fucking round,
Surge.
bro. It's
Well,
all
look where it
his
got
backstage
him.
anymore,
You
dude.
can't say he didn't learn anything. He got picked up to Optic from Cole.
It's like I just the way that you guys think about these things is just such short-term thinking. It's insane.
I disagree.
don't-
I'm actually
I think
thinking.
it's tough for you to step out the perspective of because you're a former pro. Like,
Ben,
No,
I
but
just-
you need
I-
to step into perspective
the
of
way.
being the young kid, bro. Like
I
that's what
know,
I'm trying
but
to.
you don't
But
wanna
also,
go to a
Ben,
team that's just
what
going
player
nuts,
had a bunch of
shoot
hype,
away.
came in on a shit team, and then like they
Bro,
tell me the opposite end of this spectrum because you're asking us this hypothetical.
Yeah,
like,
because it's like you get on those shit teams and then you got to fight your way up because your current teammates don't know how to fucking win. So it's like, yeah, if you want to,
but what player's
do that
career was
and
like
take
super
the-
hindered by that though?
like I said, I had this convo with Brandon.
Name me one.
I had this convo with Brandon a couple years ago, and all that shit happened with Ray, right? You remember the whole breakdown? I had him on. We talked about this topic. He talked about how like he just, those first couple of teams, they were chalk teams, team environments. People didn't want to get on all
Bro,
day.
that
They're
guy's
not
one
learning
of
the right
the.
thing.
He's gonna go down as one of the
Yeah,
greatest
he's
ARs
fucking
ever.
Brandon's talented and has obviously realized his talent. No shit. For real. But like, for example, I asked him the question is like, do you think maybe instead of going to a ribbon team, if you had a team with Crowder, maybe it would have been much faster?
Ben,
for you
name
to
me
get that
one
spot?
player that came in undeniable to a shit team and it ruined their career. Tell me one.
He can't. It's not possible.
Because that's not
He didn't
possible. If
realize-
you're
he
truly
didn't
undeniable and you're that
He
guy,
didn't
you get in the
realize their
league, you
fucking
stay.
talent. Otherwise, he'd be sitting here talking.
I do,
about
but
it.
the thing is too, I do kind of see what Ben's saying because nowadays, way more than before, people are the most inclined nowadays to take the risk on the younger challenger players that are frying. Back then, it was a lot harder for people to take risk on you. Crowder was actually one of the only people that used to do it back in the day when he picked up Classic.
That's because of the
when he picked up
land.
Zuma.
That's because online LAN used to be a big convo.
Yeah.
And they asked me
Yeah.
earlier, they're like, we haven't seen him on LAN yet. I said, that doesn't matter anymore. Like, Alluka
Yeah,
frying
is just as
online.
important.
Online, bro, very rarely do you see nowadays a player frying online then going to get to LAN and getting shit on. That used to happen back then. So that was why it was more difficult back then, is because there were players who were gods online then would go to LAN and play average
Yeah,
or shit.
I mean, that's a part of it too. But the community, I mean, go on Reddit after every match where Slasher plays a game or a slow AR plays a game. What do they say? Old. You got to get dropped. When a new kid, crack 18 kid year olds on the block, look what happens when a team struggles, when the games come back, if he's not already on a team when they come back. And they're going to say, everyone's going to say, pick up Alluka. Because people, the community, the teams, all the players, they want to take more risk on the younger challenger players nowadays.
Okay, but think about who you just said. You
ever.
said Slasher. Once again, these are the teams that
teams.
aren't top 4.
No, but
like,
I'm saying I'm using it as a community example of what the narrative people pushes, and they're going to see his name. They want to take more risk. It's normal for everyone now.
Yeah, I agree.
I just think at the end of the day, the perspective that you guys are coming from, it should be more on the organizations, not on him. Like, the kid's gonna have to make a decision, and like that's a hard thing to do, to be like, man, I'm just gonna wait. Like that's on the organization. Like if I'm the kid, I'll wait a little bit, but if I get an offer from like a Carolina or something, and it's not like a Thieves asking, like, I'm joining, bro.
Yeah, I understand the convo, but like I'm telling you, that first team is like so important, because your point, like, it could be a really good springboard again. We think this might be an off season with a lot of contracts being up, that there could be even more shuffles as off season. So you can just make that one team jump insta. We can also go to a team.
So what team do you foresee being willing to, let's say, like
where do I think he should go if it opens up?
Like who do you think's gonna get like potential? Was like Thieves? You really think it's gonna be a team like Thieves?
Well, it could be, and let's make that clear. It definitely could be. Like, it's not like
it's just.
Is it a little more unlikely than a bottom 4 team? Of course, but it's not impossible. Go ahead, Ben.
Well, I mean, Thieves, I think, of all the potential situations, because I don't know what happens if FaZe and say Zach, but let's say Thieves, right? Because I think there's more talent on Thieves. Like, he goes to Thieves, he's going to learn a lot from that team beyond just the talent. Like
Genomates, Koi, FaZe, and Optic aren't doing it. So it's like,
yeah, I don't think so.
Miami's not. Breach isn't. Falcons probably aren't. So it's like, all right.
But I think more teams could do it, though, Ant.
I mean, what?
I would say the only teams, because think about it. Let's say Genomates and Optic win and get top 2 at the event. And right now, we've seen clear struggles in the other rosters.
No, I can see it. I could see them making a change. I can after Major 1. I can see it.
But look at the rosters.
I think if you're Toronto, and if I'm Toronto, I'm thinking, wow, we should have offered Mercules a starting spot. So I think Toronto, if they don't play well at Major 1, they might be like, yo, we're not making this mistake again. So I don't think Koi's out of the picture. Keep going, Dylan.
I just think that's unlikely.
I was just going to say, I think the way the league is set up now, I mean, we can all agree, this could have been because the trio splitting and the talent going different ways. In older CODs, like let's say MW3, for example, there was the clear-cut top 4. There was the Optic, there was the LAT, there was the FaZe, and then New York Subliners. Or not LAT at the time. Who was it at the time? Who was the other top 4? Optic, Toronto. No, it was Toronto, because Trap was on Toronto with Envoy and them. They won an event. So Toronto, Optic, FaZe, and New York Subliners. But now the talent is a lot more spread out. You have like 5 to 6. I mean, if you include Miami, like a 7-ish teams that are pretty damn good. And at some point, those teams are going to have to lose. Like, there's only going to be, not everyone could place top 3. So the 4 through 6 might want to just pack a punch now. It's more likely that would happen now than it would before, because the league isn't so like top heavy anymore. It's a lot more spread out. And there's only really 2 dominant teams we see right now, which is Genomates and Optic. And Genomates, they're dominant, but their S&D was kind of slagging. That's why they lost to FaZe.
Genomates lost to FaZe like little last weekend, and Optic, I would say probably of their team, played one of their worst series as a team, like I think a couple days ago. So I don't think those 2 teams are like undeniable, like not going to lose, and that's guaranteed Major 1 combo. I think that the tough thing is that I don't know who said about the only team that's going to make a change is Thieves of those, is like, I think that's the one problem you're holding out for a top 4 team. I just don't see, FaZe have never made a midseason roster change. I don't know if Toronto
I don't think
is
FaZe or Koi are going to make a change, but
I don't see Toronto.
I can see it happening, bro. These teams have to start thinking like proactively.
Yeah, but just the problem is, like, I don't think they're going to think that. Like, you might think they should, but they might not think they should. That's part of the calculus you got to figure out in these things.
I think if Optic and Genomates go out to Major 1 and dominate like they have been online, I definitely think there's going to be conversations that are unexpected about certain changes. Because, like, bro, we can't compare this phase to the former phase. There was a reason that former phase team never considered roster changes. This team is very different than the phase we've seen for 5-6 years. I do think if FaZe underperformed, maybe they won't do it, but there's going to be a conversation.
FaZe is playing well, bro.
FaZe has won 1 hard point so far.
Yeah, but
if they keep struggling at hard point, let's say it continues the whole stage, they will think about it. I'm not saying they have to do it right now, but if FaZe is struggling at hard point, if another team like Toronto starts struggling at respawn, it could happen.
It's godlike at S&D. Like this is not something brand new. Like this has happened for years, regardless.
Yeah, but they were still a little bit better, barring last year in hardpoint. They were still better overall.
They just
at
fucking
Respawn.
100-point club to Toronto.
But they had more talent though, and on the old team.
Go pull
okay, but it's still early, and that team.
That's what I'm saying. It doesn't even happen now, but I'm saying they keep on struggling and they cannot figure it out with this roster.
So who are you dropping?
Pull up that link.
I don't know exactly. I mean, it's between Draws and Abuza. It's hard to say who exactly. But
there's just crazy hypotheticals, bro.
Then pull up that link and go.
No, I'm not saying FaZe is going to do it, but I'm saying they would think about it if they're still struggling and Respawn for a while.
Hey, hold on.
Pull this link. Go to complete.
Yeah, but that's gonna be a while though. That's like that'd be like a major 2.
No. I said major 1. I'm saying major 1. I think a team, a decent enough, a top 6 plus team will try to make a change for Alluka if he's still doing his thing and they're struggling.
The best case scenario is like G2 makes a change and picks him up. That's like the best case scenario.
If I'm G2, I'm hopping on that shit right now.
That is the best case scenario.
Wait, what am I looking at here?
Toronto FaZe.
What Dill said, go to completed matches. Look who they played. Click matches, completed matches. The only context still is like, look who they played. They haven't played.
They played good teams.
They played really good teams since the fucking launch invitational.
No, they've only played against top teams.
Is probably, I mean, I would say Falcons is probably maybe 6th or 7th best team right now.
Wait, FaZe is clearly the best search team in the league right now.
I agree.
Like they're clearly the best search team.
And that's with
normal FaZe.
We have to see versus Optic. We have to see versus Optic too.
Well, hold on, and that's with the added context that 0-4 is one of the lowest opening door win percentages right now in the league. Although through like 3 series, he's batting like 25%.
Listen, FaZe, I think FaZe is the more unlikely out of the 3 outside of Optic Gentlemates. Like I do think, I think it's more likely that Alluka would get a Thieves or a Toronto offer before he gets a FaZe offer. It's obviously hypothetical. It's obviously based on major 1. My entire point this whole day.
Unlikely too.
But that's just language.
Yeah, no, Heretics very unlikely.
And they have 2 really good super.
And Falcons unlikely.
You think so?
Yeah.
It depends on where Falcons were to place at the event. If they got top 8, I would say not unlikely. If they get top 6, probably not.
Oh, Falcons could offer him the world.
Yeah, let's go.
He might get crazy.
Falcons can give him a life he never understood.
But Falcons just dealt out the bag. I'm looking back at the team and the GM. If I'm the owner, and I'm like, what, bro? We built this team. You guys said this is the roster. Like, I think that they're hard committed to this team for a bit. Especially, I think X would be the only player, and he's been playing well.
I don't think Falcons give a fuck. I think if they need to spend more money to become better and more, I think they do it. Obviously,
just waiting for some of these other contracts to expire, bro.
Yeah, the Hydra
Falcons, exactly. Yeah. They're not gonna go.
Context of Falcons is it depends on how this team plays during the cycle. Again, if they get top 8, anything's on the fucking table. If they get 6, and let's say they lose to the team that wins the event, what the fuck are you gonna do about that?
I mean, I think we can all sit here and say. I mean, I would hope you guys say this. I think they're going to get top 6, bro.
Who?
The Falcons.
Yeah, but Falcons are solid.
You're aware of how brackets work, right? Like, because we...
I hope so,
thanks,
man. I'm sure he is.
I'm not aware, dude.
One of these teams...
Wait, Ben. Wait, so
what are you talking about?
What seed would they go to depending on like who they play in the bracket?
So just so you guys are aware, in the format that we have, if we think that we have 6 to 7 good teams, a couple of teams are going to start in losers round 1. There may be upsets, and 2 of those teams are playing each other for top 6. So someone's getting 8th. Not everybody's getting 6th or 4th or 2nd or 3rd or whatever. So one of these teams is going to pull up to this event, either get seed fucked or play terrible, and they're getting either last or 8th. Which is going to happen. How the brackets work.
I mean, yeah, thanks, man. It was a great breakdown.
Yeah, but that changes how they think. If you get 6 and I lost to Optic, it was a close series. Well, we should have played better, so we shouldn't have been in that position. Whatever.
I think anything outside of top 2 teams are going to think about changes, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, it depends. It depends on who the team is. Like we're saying, like if we're talking about like the Torontos and
obviously
the
it depends on the matches, bro.
Because those teams want to win too. Yeah, it depends how they lose and who they lose to.
If it's a 6-5 last map loss,
championships, if they're not getting to that level, we also don't know how that behind the scenes work. They could be having shit practice that we don't know about, and people aren't meshing well behind the scenes. That's another reason. We've also seen changes because people just don't mesh well together.
I mean, that's true.
Like that could be a very big thing. We could be like, because we've seen changes where it's like, what the fuck? Why they change? But then they do it anyways.
I just want to reiterate my point, just so everyone's on the same page. Because Ben, I am not saying Alluka needs to join a team today or tomorrow. But after Major 1, if the top team you're looking for does not come knocking, then yes, bro, I think you sign a 1-year contract to one of these teams. And also, we can't act like it's hopeless if Alluka joins a team that's not top 6 right now.
Yeah, it's the beginning of the season. One player can change your whole team.
Let's use Vancouver as an example. Gwynn is playing very well. You put Alluka next to him and he's playing consistent. Okay, now they look different. Like, I think we're being a little narrow-minded in terms of like maybe him joining could catapult the team forward. Like, there's no.
I'm going to be honest. I will put 5 gifts on the line that Vancouver does not qualify for champs this year at the moment. Don't care.
I'm using Vancouver as an example. Okay. Let's say he joins Carolina. Let's say he joins Carolina.
Make it 20.
Let's say he joins Carolina, bro. Now he's playing with Lurks and Craze.
Yeah,
no, because I'm not.
Not a terrible team.
I'm not sitting here saying Serge is going to qualify.
Like if G2
would be interesting.
And he accepted tomorrow, I wouldn't blame him. I'd be like, great decision.
That's one where like
I think G2 would be a solid ass team to join. To be honest,
that's both parties. Dan, like you have a real opportunity to make a good pitch.
I don't know who do you drop from G2 for him,
guys. Yeah.
Pat said, guys, he's joining LAT and combo.
Pat was trying his hardest to get him on LAT.
Oh, I know. Honestly, I would not be
pushing some serious prop.
I would not be shocked by it. Like, I would not be like, holy shit, no way. Honestly, I
would be jaw dropped.
I don't think.
I wouldn't.
Like right now.
Guys,
no.
We gotta be honest. We've been seeing how the community's been talking, bro.
No, Here's what I think we don't know.
After building this team, dropped somebody before this break ended and picked up this guy, I would be jaw dropped.
We don't know how their practice is going, bro. And I do think that's very important. I think let's say Thieves is not playing great, and let's say Kenny's also not playing well in practice. That's a very different thing than if it's just a match against gentlemates. Right? If scrims are going fine, Kenny's playing great.
He's getting hot Duke, and then he has no chance. And but
like that's different.
I doubt that that's happening in every scrim.
We don't know.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see.
Yeah, what do you think about this whole Alluka situation?
I think the kid's nasty. I think if he's getting on any team like before the first major, it's not going to be a top team.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Major one, like after major one, that's when he will get on a team that's like could potentially push him to a championship level.
When is major one?
January 29th through 31st.
Yep.
There's gonna be a whole elite.
The end. So we have like a whole month and a half.
We have a cup coming up this weekend. For context, we have a cup coming up this weekend. The qualifiers is 3rd, 4th for the elite.
Yeah.
And then you have probably
Put it this way: all these orgs better be locked, and these guys that underperformed these first 2 weeks, bro, like. You got a bullseye. You got a target on your back. Like
I'm telling you how this shit goes. We're gonna find out this week how many people have hit up Omit. I'm very curious if it's one or multiple. And saying we're gonna find out here like what the market is actually for him before it land, which is crazy, by the way. I agree with everybody. I can't think of a player, and maybe it's a product of how the scene is now, that's ever been in like this specific spot of like hype and could theoretically get on a team before the first land. Because normally in the past, and you all remember. There's a land 5 or 6 weeks after the game's out. So, like, in case of like Joe Deceives getting on the LAG, like LAG sucked ass at Raleigh and they instantly, like, redid the entire team going into January. We just don't have that situation this year because, once again, Activision doesn't run their first fucking land until the end of January.
No, that's fair. But Ben, just so I understand your take here. So, to be clear, if you were Alluka and you're in his shoes, how long were you waiting?
If there is an offer that I like, if there's an offer I like by the end of major one, I think you take it. If I think that's a place I can go, we have a chance to win, I have a chance to develop. I don't know why you would turn that down.
Yeah, but like, what does that entail? Like, what teams are involved in that? Like,
that's you got to hear what the pitch is, and you got to evaluate the team.
Well, what would it be for you?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like for you, like what's the criteria?
I would not go to Vancouver, Carolina. And I think,
but like, what if Vancouver's hitting you up and they're like, "We're going to make a 2-person change. You're going to be playing with Gwen," and I don't know.
It's what I'm saying. You would need to hit a pitch. Like, what is the team? What's the mindset? What are we trying to do? How we like? You got to hear the pitch, bro.
Or if Ravens hit you up and they said, "You're coming in to replace Slash, or we're going to switch some shit."
Yeah,
up.
what's the pitch?
Okay, Ben, thank you.
Because what are we getting into here?
Ben,
all right, so
Ben, I don't think you were saying this earlier, bro.
Yeah,
I think
this is a whole different discussion then.
100%, because then we agree.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Because now we're agreeing. At first, Ben, you said he's going to qualify for EWC and Challengers, and he should go to EWC on a Challengers team.
That's insane.
No. I was not, just to be clear when I was saying that, I was not saying that he should just hold out the whole year. That's not all I was saying. What I've been saying, trying to demonstrate to you guys the entire time is like he should be patient and wait for the situation where he feels like is best for him. Like, so don't just jump in, feed first to your point. We run this into like the first offer that comes. Right. I think the question is to your point, and I don't know, like, what do you do after Major 1 if your only offers are Carolina and Vancouver?
You join a team.
This all started because I said I did not like Rafi's tweet because he's talking about bottom 4 teams 3 matches into the season. This is what I did not like. I just think this is like a very optimistic approach, and it might work. And Rafi already came in chat and said he meant it a little different than I guess I interpreted it, but you can't just like limit yourself to the best teams in the world as an 18-year-old challenger player. That's not reality a lot of the time. And hopefully it is for him. But that started the whole conversation. Was I just didn't like that wording of like,
that's an insane tweet. Yes, I agree. Because it's like if after Major 1, if you don't have any, like, you're taking an offer.
Hey, bro, that's the reality. If you're a challengers player, odds are you're going to a quote unquote bottom 4 team.
Yep.
Maybe. I think right now is the best chance to get on a team that isn't a bottom 4 team, though. With the way that rosters are constructed at the moment and the way everything's going, is probably the best time to actually get on a competitive team and make them even better.
I agree with that.
Like, I feel like it would be like Standy joining our team in Cold War, because before we definitely weren't a championship caliber team. We literally got like fucking 12th before. And then we got 6 with Standy when he joined, and then we ended up winning a chip.
But like also Dill, like
playing not hardpoint, but the other modes before you picked up Standy. Like, were you guys?
We were just elite at everything. We choked our first match. We lost to Dallas. We should have been top 3, but Lamar chowed off with 0.1 seconds off the rock. So we threw right when we got Standy, we 3-0 Huntsman first match, like right away on a couple days practice. We were doing well in the tournament, and we just choked versus Empire.
We're in Zuma's team speak.
So I got a question for you, Dill. If you're Alluka and C9 hits you up tomorrow and says, "Yo, we'll pick you up," you're not joining that team?
It depends on, of course, the salary they would offer. But
of course he's joining the team.
No, I don't think so. Like, I would wait till at least Major 1. Like, because that's really not that long away.
That's crazy to me. I just don't even know what to say.
I just don't like, bro. It's literally 1 month of COD. Like, and he's only 18.
Exactly.
If he had this opportunity, if he had like no offers, and then it's Major 3, 4-ish, and it's getting a little sketchy. Okay,
Major 3 and
4, like,
yeah, you don't wait that long.
This is insane.
Yeah, that's when I would say yes. But with only Major 1 hasn't even started yet. Like, that's why I would say to wait till after Major 1.
If C9 hits him up tomorrow and he doesn't sign, he's an
idiot. If he looks this good,
I disagree with that.
Next week, and then the elite. And
I disagree with that.
That's just how I view it, man. You get in the league, bro. If it's the bottom tier team, like the bottom 2 teams, maybe you wait. But if it's like a C9 or G2, that's a good opportunity.
Nah, because I think they would still want him.
What's the worst team you would join right now if you were this kid?
I don't think any team is off the table if I'm this kid, but it just depends on all of the offers.
Right now.
Wait, who'd you say?
Oh, this second?
What team would I
join
right now?
Any team in the league right now. You're Alluka. What's the worst team you would join?
Worst?
Right now?
I think the worst I would go for at this exact very moment is probably like a G2 Boston.
So
chat and everybody is just not understanding like the human elements of this. If I'm Alluka and C9 or G2 hit me up, these teams I'm like, okay, they're like kind of top 8 hovering, and I can push them over the edge, and he truly believes he's him, and he's actually that fucking nasty. I'm joining those teams and getting into the league. You guys are like,
I'd wait a second.
Just looking at it from such a faded.
The only teams outside of like the top 5, Koi, Thieves, you guys know who we're talking about. The only teams I would say yes to right now, if I'm him, is probably G2 or Boston.
Yeah, those were like the teams I could see, but I do think him waiting that month might open up a better team after Major 1. Because I think we have to see. I mean, someone has to lose. Someone has to get 5th, 6th. Maybe if they bomb out, get 8th or 12th. Like, imagine a team like a Falcons or a Toronto gets 8th or 12th. Just odds are probably won't happen. Could happen? Yes.
I wouldn't take a C9 offer immediately, to be honest.
I mean, obviously, it depends on a lot, but I think that would be a good opportunity for him. That team's not that bad.
I just joined Falcons. That
the way I think, and maybe I'm
so
tripping.
Much talent on paper,
bro. The way Bro, the way I think is if C9 wants him now, they're going to want him after Major 1. Like, I highly doubt C9 goes to Major 1 and places top 3 and then doesn't want the fucking challenger player. You know what I mean? Like that's the way I view it. Like
Yeah,
whereas
it's all
other
hypotheticals.
teams
But,
might
when
want
you
him
have an
too.
offer, an offer right in front of you, and it's like if you're the kid, you're like, oh, this team's not too bad.
at the end of the day, he has the most leverage in the world because you only sign a 1-year deal if the team isn't. If it's a Thieves or a Koi or a FaZe, obviously you sign whatever 2-year you sign.
Yeah.
I mean, you're proceeding as normal. But if it's someone who you don't think is a long-term option, yeah, you say, all right, I'll sign a 1-year deal. In fact, I think I may say, okay, I want the contract to expire before EWC.
And you're chilling. Yeah,
Yeah.
because he does
Yeah,
have
I
leverage.
think you join a top team if you are that good the whole season. No. I mean, the thing is, it's tough on the orgs too. Because think about it. The orgs that are going to want him right now are not the orgs that will be able to get him after Major 1 if a top org underperforms. Like the G2s, the C9s, like they don't pay that much. Like if he has an offer from any other top orgs above them, he's insta-going. So it's on those orgs now to try to get him now because they are not getting him after Major 1 unless everything goes so perfect that no other top team wants him, which is a very scary risk.
I think to what Zin said is kind of facts, which what might benefit him waiting until after Major 1, because that price could go up if these teams play even worse for him. So like I don't mind him like waiting until after the major.
Yeah.
Can I back up? Where did this kid come from?
He was apparently signed. Rafi signed him last August or something because he's only 18 now, so he was underage in EU.
He didn't last year at all.
Well, he played, but
everybody's
he
pockets
wasn't old enough to compete. I don't think.
That's what I'm saying.
He was basically playing like OLTs in Europe and just running people's pockets. And like in wagers, like people play him, he was just like
Yeah, he was like a German
Yeah,
S&D
just
kid
him,
just
bro.
running shit down.
Yeah, that's why it's so
Rafi
funny,
signs
dude.
him, and then he wasn't on the team last week, like with the team he won yesterday with. They had Eric Boom instead, but they put him on this week, and then they ended up winning the tournament or the cup.
No, this is actually an absurd story.
Wait,
This
and
guy
he
is-
lives in America?
He's right now. He's in Chicago, I believe, or Boston. I think Boston. I think he's
Yeah,
in Boston
he's
right
in
now.
Boston right now.
And he played from his schools because he's going to school to do this. He's going to school, I believe, on someone said a student visa. Someone in my chat said, I don't know what true that is. I think on a student visa with a full ride, and he played the tournament from his school facility. Like that's where he plays from.
This guy is him, bro.
That's what I'm saying.
That's
Bro,
funny.
he's actually
just
him.
Good story.
Straight
Bro, he's playing
passion,
from
just shitting on everyone.
a college facility on a student visa. Fucking just moved across to a whole new country, and he's frying.
That's nuts.
And if you watch his
What a
game, listen to
legend.
his comms, like, bro, he
No, seriously.
said he literally said after one of the maps, he's like, guys, I can't yell anymore. I'm tasting blood in my mouth.
Yeah, he was. Yeah. Then you have to see him on land first? No, we don't, bro. That's an outdated way of thinking. We don't need to see him on land before he gets hit off, bro.
Ping, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a lot different, bro.
He was
I mean,
on
you guys,
40 ping
you
going
guys got to
crazy.
realize, bro. We used to be quad host fucking Verizon Fios from Jersey
Yeah,
to
80
Cali.
ping, bro.
Like it's a very different landscape now. There was
We're
no
playing team
neutral
houses and shit.
servers. Yeah, there was no.
Yeah.
It's very different. We don't need to see him on land first.
Rumor has it he took 5K from draws and challenges this offseason. Damn. I think someone did say that though. He's like, yeah, I used the S&D chow money from draws to buy a PC or some shit. That's
No
what someone said in my
fucking way.
chat.
You guys know what's crazy, low
He's
key?
invested, dude. He's invested in his future.
You know what's crazy is there's about to be a hella kids like this these next like 2
Yeah.
years, bro.
Yeah.
That
Well,
just
I think with all the
are
support and
fucking
challengers,
turned.
that's what's gonna cause this to happen. Like
I hope
challengers
so.
Challengers is the biggest it's ever been by far. Think about, bro, we have fucking Seth and Tommy watch partying challengers, the Barstool teams coming in.
No, it's
There's
lit.
never been thousands and thousands of people this invested in caring about challenge. Honestly,
This is
challengers
why
are more
we
entertaining. The drama in it is more entertaining than the CDL most of the time.
Bro, they got to
That's
lower
the
the age
line.
limit. They need to go back to like 16 or at least
Oh, I'm-
17.
Yeah,
bro.
like when we were coming up,
Yeah.
you could play 15, 16.
Bro, I was
like,
a pro at 15.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
competing in events
We
at
would have
16.
some turn like because this young generation is unbelievable, bro.
Bro, we would
like,
turn into Fortnite.
talent-wise.
Like Fortnite, those kids are insane.
Yeah, they're insane.
When you're 22 years old in Fortnite, like, damn, Unc, like that's crazy.
This is why we need a pro-am in December. I don't know why we did it once and we're like, yeah, that was good enough. Only do that again. Why are we?
Oh, this
why
game
are we-
came out dummy late, so
That has nothing to do with it.
Kind of.
There are
yeah,
other
it's
reasons. why
a
it's
little
not.
to do with it.
No, the reason that the reason I don't think it happened is because it would require the CDL to plan a year and a half in advance, and they're just not ready to do that. Like they have to get the money, right? If you guys have worked in a big business, you know this. You got to get your plan approved. They're going to spend for an entire calendar year.
So then how did it happen before?
They would have to plan a year and a half in advance. Yeah.
So they did that
Oh,
before.
did the game came out earlier that year? Did it?
No,
not? I don't
Raleigh,
know.
the way Raleigh came together was not that. Raleigh was more complicated because there were 3 different things going on at that event. That's the only reason that happened. Because it's not just a CDL, it was Code Bowl, it was the COD Mobile World Championships all going on at the same time. And I assume that there's some three-way split and how that worked out.
One of the things that would be really interesting for that's really cool for Alluka, that we've never seen is him only being 18 and from a different country. Because usually you have to wait and see. Like Rencor is what, like 23-ish already.
Yeah.
Abuza was like 24, 23 when he went pro. Because it's just tougher. Because you have to deal with the visa issues. You have to deal with you're playing in EU, so you don't have the same eyes at NA.
But how old was
the
Paco?
fact that what's up?
How old was Paco when he?
I'm not really sure because I know he was on like the Subliners Academy, but that was Cold War. I'm not really sure, but Paco was definitely one of them. But the fact that this guy Alluka's already looking this good at 18, and he's already in NA.
He's not final form yet.
Yeah, like he still has years to improve too. So we're just literally saw him for one day yesterday. Yeah, imagine if he gets around an elite team or elite coaching staff, how good he can become.
Yeah. Culture is super important. We've talked about this before.
Wow, Ben, we're gonna have to get into this one tomorrow.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I was hoping to save this conversation for tomorrow, but
because we have like straight up different perspectives on it.
Well, I was gonna text you. I also think I can get Rafi to come on tomorrow if you want to.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
Yeah, that tweet was kind of absurd.
Rafi's tweet?
Yeah.
I don't think it's that absurd, but I think definitely would love to ask a few questions about what he wants, like what he sees in the Luka.
I think him just saying bottom 4 is like.
Yeah,
I think he cut off too many teams. Like I think it's the bottom 2 right now who he shouldn't join for sure. After that, I think most offers would probably make sense to join right now.
Yeah, must just be an age thing because I think the same way, Cap. Like, I'd probably say no to Vancouver. I might even join Ravens if it was the right discussion and if they were making a 2-man change or something.
Yeah, especially a 2-man.
What can I just switch topics for a sec? What did you guys think of Spart's fucking tweet from last night?
What did he tweet?
A reply he had?
Yeah.
I think that's brain dead.
What did he say? Let me go look.
I'll look at you. This is the whole combo. I'll put it in TeamSpeak chat.
Just admitted that like they didn't scrim at all, and he played a bunch of arc raiders after they won the first cup, and I think it's just brain dead.
Yeah, what?
Oh, this got hella attention from when I saw it.
Yeah, I mean that's a bad tweet.
Terrible tweet.
Sorry, Chad. It's always something.
Bad tweet. Even if it's true.
Okay, how am I federal for core tweeting that?
Wait, Core retweeting what?
Yes.
The Spart tweet?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, that was unacceptable.
Yeah.
I saw that.
Sorry.
I saw that. Yeah, no, that was unacceptable. I mean, I think Spart's a good player. I'm a big fan of the Bush, but yeah, you can't just go on Twitter and openly admit that you basically didn't try and.
Ocho, if Byron was getting hit off all week, you don't think that they could have a combo of trying to get him somewhere to play? For example, there are CDL orgs that have helped out players in situations.
Oh wait, that's different. Oh wait,
yeah, that was the issue going on.
They couldn't scrim because Byron was getting hit offline. Okay, I didn't know that. That changes a little bit. I thought it was just because they didn't. If Byron was getting hit offline and they could not scrim, that's a lot different than if they just didn't scrim and Spart was playing Arc Raiders.
Yeah, but what happened? Why couldn't they scrim? Were they getting hit off or something?
Getting hit off during scrims?
There was the reason they couldn't scrim never came out unless it's the hit off reason.
I think regardless, I probably wouldn't have tweeted that, but yeah.
I mean, it's a bad tweet either way.
For sure.
They tried to scrim, they just couldn't, is what they're saying.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's not as bad then.
Oh. Now I feel like a scumbag. Guys, let me just say, if they could not scrim, this is very different.
I still don't know if you should tweet that you're playing.
It's still a bad tweet, but it's not the same. And also, it is 2025. I'm like Byron. We can't. There's got to be something we could do to get online.
Yeah, how's Buddy DDoS for a week? Wow.
Yeah, I'm confused. What is Lizard Squad on your fucking ass?
Load up a fucking hotspot.
Nah, yeah, that's actually insane for a week straight.
Go get the Wi-Fi box from Verizon. It's like $50.